Oh, hello, Diane.
Hi. Um, Given what you've just been talking about, beloved, and also talking about Rumi's poetry, where he often addresses the beloved. Uh, would you say there is a place for prayer in terms of words, and what exactly does that
Mm.
uh, mean?
I was brought up in a Christian boarding school. I lived in the school, in the boarding school up in the mountains in Lebanon. A beautiful place. And there was this beautiful part of this campus was this beautiful church, sort of cathedral-like, beautiful stained glass windows and uh, sort of these arches, these cathedrals with from like a Renaissance sort of style or something like that. Very large and yes, there was mass many times a week, and there were prayers. So sort of we prayed, and I was brought up to when I was a young boy to also make my prayers at the foot of the bed before getting in bed. But what I remember is this one, uh, well, this experience of being in that large church. In the evening, the lights were dimmed, almost no lights. And there was this red, teeny tiny, like red light. Maybe it's a candle or something like that at the altar in a red recipient. There was this red glow. And there was something about being in this church in sort of a semi-darkness with this red glow that felt very profound, very holy. It, I would say there was maybe the meaning of prayer in that moment. Maybe the heart of prayer. Uh, my mom was very devout Christian. She would pray. She had also a rosary, and sometimes she would use that. But it never really touched me. All the prayers that I used to do, part of my upbringing, and all the years I spent in boarding school, and even I was an altar boy at some time. And I recollect just that one evening when I was in the church with the glow of the red light. That stands out. I think that Rumi speaks from that place. being touched by that heart of prayer. Something, there's a certain humility in prayer, which is really lovely, because in prayer we're acknowledging a larger reality, a larger beingness than our own personal beingness. And of course, we address that larger reality to express our personal desires to heal us, or to bring us wealth, or bring peace. But there's still a separation, a sense of separation. When you are touched by truth, by love, by God, whichever way you want to speak it, when you're touched, the heart is touched, your entire being is touched beyond your mind. It's beyond, it affects your mind, but it's beyond your mind. You're touched at a different level than your conceptual mind. It's a light, it's like a light is being turned into darkness. And the prayer that I love is to follow that light, to be interested in that light, and to be guided by that light, and to cherish that light, which has been lit for you, revealed to you. I love that sort of prayer. We don't know where that light came from, or where that light is guiding us, but we love that light, we honor that light, and we're touched by it. We recognize it. It's not disregarded. I think Rumi speaks from that place where there's clarity about the light, maybe even being consumed by the light. Yeah, in the darkness, metaphorically speaking, to be consumed by the light sounds good. So the prayer that leads you to your true self is a beautiful prayer. Attending satsang is a prayer, in a way, because you don't come to satsang in order to get something phenomenal. You're there, something that draws you there, which is your love for truth, one way or the other. That's honoring the light and following the light and exploring it, living honoring as best you can your understanding that possibly there is one reality. We all are this one reality. That's a form of prayer too. It's a powerful form of prayer. It's an essential form of prayer. Living prayer. The more we pray in the correct way, the more we become prayer. In a way, everything's prayer. When we perceive correctly, everything is love. I'm not sure if I answered your question, but
Yeah.
this is
I think, I still have a strong sense of separation. So that means that sometimes I think worded prayer can be helpful to me. I think I struggle a lot with high anxiety levels. So
yes.
It can be helpful, but at the same time, I can't help but feel also that on that sort of level, if you like, I'm deluding myself because there's nobody there to pray
Right.
to. And so I'm somewhere in between in my understanding or experience. And I'm sort of feel a bit in no man's land in that sense.
Yes, I get it. If any form of prayer it helps you with your anxiety or with your worries or with your feeling space, why not? I mean, sometimes, going for a walk might help with, the body-mind anxiety. Sometimes lying down, resting, sometimes a few minutes of yoga, whatever, and prayer would be a tool like many others, among others, that could that have a specific purpose. In this case, you're using it as a tool to sort of relax you and ground you for a moment. Beautiful, why not? Yeah, we can. And then from a more less stressed place, whenever it arises for you, whenever it interests you, you can contemplate, what is my true self? Is my true self Diane, the body mind? Or is my true self this aware presence, this effortless awareness? So yeah, of course, if that tool of prayer is helpful for you, it's not a problem. You use it, being clear of what purpose it's serving, There's nothing wrong at all with trying to use certain means to relax your body mind, to appease your anxiety, etc.
So perhaps the best way of approaching it is to think in terms of it. This helps me calm my system, and not think in terms of this will lead to enlightenment, but
Yes.
just think so this helps me, and just doing it knowing
Sure.
that's why I'm doing it. As long as that's kind of my way of approaching it, then it's perfectly valid.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's one tool among many others. Sometimes we get some relief in sharing with some friends. Sometimes we get relief, as I said, from maybe going for a walk. There are many, of course, there are many tools we have available for us, including, as you mentioned, the prayer that helps you. Yes, that's a correct statement. Yeah, it sounds.
Yeah. Just wanted to share something that many years ago I had a major breakdown, and actually the way it seemed I came out of it was by I literally spent an hour in the morning and an hour at night every single day for about 6 weeks, just speaking into an empty room, ventilating feelings, just expressing myself in an empty. And eventually there was a sense of presence in that room, and acceptance and love and joy, peace. And so for me, that worked because it really lifted out of severe depression. So it was like a do-it-yourself exercise, but it was very liberating and quite amazing. Just like a prayer, really, just expressing how I was feeling and all that was going on to an empty room. No human person there. Just seemed to be a spiritual experience, really, because it was a sense of presence that eventually emerged from doing that. It took commitment, but that's
It's interesting how some psychological stress can somehow have a function in awakening in us a sense of presence. It's like, God reveals itself in many ways.
I think it was creating a sort of openness.
Yeah.
Felt utterly safe in that environment to be able to just express myself.
Yeah.
I recommend it.
Okay.
Somebody similar situation.
I will share that with my son, who's a therapist. He may enjoy hearing that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Diane.
Thank you.
Nice talking with you.